Hello, today I'd like to explain One Piece episode 1141. You will find out the real meaning of Elbaph. First of all, let's read this chapter. From Owl's castle, Nami returned to the banquet with Lord, while Zoro and Luffy headed to Rocky's place. Frankie, who is on a tour of Adam, had that Elbaph's weakness of fire and lightning from Ripley. At the banquet, a drunken sub asked Yarrow what type of woman he likes. In response, Yarrow said he likes older women. When Zoro and Luffy arrived at Rocky's place, they were astonished to see Rocky nearly dying. When Luffy called for a doctor in the village, Hyrodin and the new giant soldier pilots fell from the sunward. They tried to persuade Luffy and Zoro not to break Rocky's chain, but the chain had already been undone. Then Loki stood up with a weapon called a Ragni and wearing a smile. Now I would like to analyze some of the important facts found in this chapter. First, we learn from Ripley's comment that Elbaph's weakness is fire and lightning. Since Elbaph is created by Adam himself, its very composition makes it vulnerable to burning. Many viewers might find this remark to be a rather ominous foreshadowing. Could it be that wielder of lightning will eventually destroy Elbaph? Among the God Knight groups we've seen so far, Gunko, Kirangam, and Somers, the one most likely to harness thunder is Kiringa, the spiritual Kirin. It's well known that Kirin are yokai capable of manipulating lightning. For instance, legends tell that the sound of Kirin's steps can roar like a thunder, and that when it ascends into the sky, it's accompanied by booming claps of thunder. With Kiringan powers, Elbaph might very well face catastrophic danger. Speaking of wielders of thunder, we have Loki's Ragnir. In Japanese, it's written as Tetsurai, meaning Iron Thunder, much like Thor's Mjolnir from the Avengers. There's no doubt that this Ragnir can also generate thunder. Last week, when Gavan said Elbaph was unharmed, this line might have been a foreshadowing that lightning destroyed Elbaph. And here's an interesting Japanese saying. When you hear thunder and fire in Japanese, a famous phrase comes to mind. Jishin kaminari kaji oyaji. Earthquake, lightning, burning, fire in English. This phrase represents the scariest thing in the world. The fact that Whitebeard was called Father and used earthquake indicates that he has the most formidable power. And here is the fascinating part. If you take the initial letter of the English words corresponding to this phrase, they form Elbuf, which can be read as Elbaph. In other words, it suggests that Elbaph embodies the most fearsome forces. Next, the older woman. It likely represents Ruti as seen in the frontispiece. She is depicted as older sister on page 1. And aligning the title with the situation in the cover art is a signature move of Oda. Next, who exactly is the older woman that Yarrow mentions? Is this just a comedic twist that Professor Oda has deliberately planted? Of course, that could be the one facet. Considering Yarrow is 480 years old, it naturally points to someone like Imu-sama as the one who has outlived him. However, I suspect it hints even further that there are other humans or giants, much like Imu-sama or the five elders who have lived for many years. If there's another giant nation besides Elbaph, then it would be odd for there to be a long-lived female giant. This could very well be foreshadowing a character that's going to make an appearance later on. Last is Loki's revelation. We can find that Loki is significantly larger compared to the Howling. Even his upper body, while seated, is bigger than theirs, which suggests he inherited the blood of an ancient giant tribe. This implies that even without his Devil Fruit's abilities or Ragnir, Loki would still be incredibly strong. And with Loki's release, there's a possibility that his old comrade, like the one known as Mosako and the crew he sailed with during his pirates days, might come back to him. That's all for today's story. Who do you guys think will destroy Elbaph with lightning? Who do you think is the old woman? How strong do you think Loki is? Please comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Bye bye.